Returning to Formula One in 2010, Mercedes have become one of the most successful teams in recent history, taking home both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships in each of the last 6 seasons. In 2009, they were an engine supplier for the famous BWT Racing team. This was their way back into the sport, as their parent company purchased a stake in the BWT team for the 2010 season. The team was then rebranded under the current Mercedes name, and the rest is history. Perhaps the most famous Formula One racing team of them all, Scuderia Ferrari have been competing in the sport since the birth of the World Championship in 1950. As well as having participated in every World Championship race, they're also the most decorated, with more wins than any other team in the history of the sport. Founded by Enzo Ferrari in 1929, Ferrari originally supported Alfa Romeo, before later forging their own identity as the racing team and road car manufacturer we know today. Many of the world's most famous and recognizable drivers have competed and become champions with Ferrari, including Niki Lauda in the 1970s and Michael Schumacher in the 90s and early 2000s. Red Bull made their constructors' debut in Formula One in 2005. Since then, they have become incredibly successful, with 4 Drivers' Championships and 4 Constructors' Championships to their name. For 11 seasons, the Red Bull team used Renault engines in their cars, but switched to Honda power units for the start of the 2019 season. Honda also supply the power plant for the other Red Bull-owned team in Formula One, Alfa Tauri. Synonymous with the sport, McLaren have been heavily involved in Formula One since their debut in 1966 at Monaco. In this time, they have had incredible success, bringing home 8 Constructors' Championships and 12 Drivers' Championships, making them the second most successful team of all time. For many, 1988 was probably the most memorable season for McLaren, where the team won 15 out of 16 races, with drivers Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost. The team absolutely dominated the year, and to this day, McLaren still holds the record for the highest percentage of wins in a single season. They have had many of the world's most highly regarded drivers racing for them, including Senna and Prost, Mika Häkkinen and Lewis Hamilton, who won the Drivers' Championship during the 2008 season. Renault has been a part of Formula One for more than 40 years, starting as a constructor in 1977. As well as having their own team, they have acted as engine supplier for various partners over the years, where they have shared in many successes, including an incredible run in the 1990s with Williams and 4 back-to-back titles with Red Bull from 2010 to 2013. Renault won both the Constructors' and Drivers' Championships in 2005 and 2006. The Red Bull-owned Alfa Tauri team was originally formed in 2006 under the name Scuderia Toro Rosso, with the intention of helping Red Bull's junior drivers, giving them a potential path into the parent team, Red Bull Racing. This allowed the Red Bull team to have 4 drivers racing during the same season. Since 2010, they have worked independently, with their own car being designed and built in Faenza, Italy. In 2008, the team achieved their one and only pole position and victory at the Italian Grand Prix at Monza, with young superstar Sebastian Vettel in the driving seat. BWT Racing Point F1 team is made up of true racers. Based in Silverstone, the team celebrates 30 years in the sport in 2020. Although there have been many names above the door over the years, the passion and determination remains as strong as ever. 2019 was a year of learning for Racing Point, with drivers Sergio Perez and Lance Stroll collecting 73 points and 7th place in the Constructors' Championship. The team is setting its sights higher moving forward and is determined to return to the front of the midfield. Alfa Romeo Racing, formerly Sauber F1, have a long and varied history in motorsport, competing in various disciplines since the 1970s. But it wasn't until 1993 that they began their Formula One campaign. They've partnered with multiple engine manufacturers throughout their time in the sport, including both Ford and Ferrari, but the best results they achieved were between 2006 and 2009, where they worked with BMW, achieving 2nd place and 3rd place in the Constructors' Championships in 2007 and 2008, respectively. 2018 saw them bring back iconic brand Alfa Romeo to F1 as their title sponsor, a partnership that was extended in 2019. Making their debut in 2016, the USA-based Haas team began strongly in the midfield, with Frenchman Romain Grosjean bringing his car across the finish line in 6th place in the team's very first race in the 2016 Australian Grand Prix. Since then, the Haas outfit have become regular points finishers. Ferrari supply the power units and transmission to Haas as part of a technical partnership, which has helped the team maintain their cost-effective and sustainable operation. Making their debut in 1977, Williams are one of the most famous and well-recognized teams in motorsport. They started out as a very small single-car team in the 1970s and made their way to a position of absolute dominance through parts of the 1990s. In that time, Williams have had some of the most famous and accomplished drivers of all time in the driver's seat, including Nigel Mansell, Damon Hill, Jenson Button, and, of course, the late, great Ayrton Senna. Williams have partnered with multiple engine manufacturers over the years, with the most successful by far being Renault in the 1990s, with whom they would win multiple championships. In total, Williams have had a long and very successful history in the sport, with over 100 Formula One race wins to their name.